The following video contains mature content in both language and opinion. You have been warned. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome to Mitch's Rant Time, the show where I talk and you listen. Now, as always, make it a little vulgar. I use words, four-letter ones. Um, I get passionate. It's a rant. It's a rant. This is like sitting at the table with your uncle at Thanksgiving. It's just like the Jews. I get offensive. Not necessarily that sort of offensive, but I get offensive to some people. So you're now warned. Um, right now, I'd like to talk about something else that was in the Republican national debate. The first question asked, which was this. It was along these lines, which is by a show of hands, how many of you would swear your, support, allegiance, whatever, support to the Republican nominee and not run against them as an independent in the general election? Along those lines, only person to raise their hand, Donald Trump. If I were a Republican, I'd be voting for Donald Trump because it expresses a problem with just the parties in general. And this is a problem that I'll also talk about with the Democrat Party, but this is a problem that parties have. Politics has gotten less about doing the right thing, improving the country, moving forward, securing rights, stuff like that. I mean, you can tell how long it took for the Supreme Court to finally rule laws against gays unconstitutional. But the fact that we're so focused on the benefit of the party, the movement of the party, the life of the party, and not the platforms, the morals, the people who vote, we just care about the party succeeding. That shows you how far down we've fallen. I mean, the idols they look up to are people like Reagan and FDR because of how staunchly conservative or progressive they were, but they don't realize that yes, even FDR and Reagan worked with other people. FDR had to work with Republicans during World War II. Reagan was a Democrat who came in and actually got a lot of Democrats to reach across the aisle. And you want to talk about further, probably the two best presidents in a long ass time, Eisenhower and Kennedy, were very similar. They both pushed similar concepts. I mean, they were different, of course, but they also had similar ideas, and they weren't super partisan. They admitted they were human. They admitted that certain things like religion or partisanship shouldn't get in the way of doing what's right. But we've come away from that. We come to the point where the first thing we ask in a fucking debate is, which one of you will betray the party if they aren't made it? And the person who raises their hand, we fucking ostracize the entire time. And then what really pisses me off is Rand Paul, who fucking opens his mouth. Now, this guy I would have voted for if I had to choose between a Republican and a Democrat. I would have voted for Rand Paul up until he started running for office. Before that, he was a lot like his father. He was very principled. He believed in limiting government. He believed in liberty. While he definitely took a more Confederate view of it, maybe more anti-federalist view of saying, well, the states can fuck around if they need to, and the states can to a certain point. They don't. There's certain lines they can't cross, and he would admit that they can cross the line. At least he had some principle, he had some ideas, and he proposed ideas. Now he's just being your typical fucking Republican politician. Just like Hillary and Obama are your typical fucking progressive Democrat politicians. It's the same bullshit that's actually spitting not very far from each other. He opens his mouth about Trump betraying the party, the whole thing about party to stick together. People like that. He's betting on that. He donates to different politicians on all sides. He's just funding Hillary because he runs. He's gonna, first off, Let me stop you right there, Paul. One, him coming out and talking about the reality, most of us already knew, but reality of how much business owners and the rich own you fucking people. You shouldn't be fighting against that. You stand up against that, you look like a scared motherfucker. You look like a hypocrite. Okay? Second, do you know who your fucking father is? Your father ran as a fucking libertarian decades back. As a libertarian president. Don't you fucking dare talk about splitting up the party. Your father would have split up the party. Okay? And your father was principled. Your father gave a shit. While he may be a little too conservative for me, I would have voted for his ass. I honestly wish, I hope that he taps you on the shoulder and says, son, let me come in, let me run for a minute. And wipes the fucking floor of the Republican Party. And of course, I hope Bernie Sanders does too. And then we'll have Bernie Sanders, Ron Paul, and Gary Johnson running. 3 good fucking people running. We might actually get some decent shit out of fucking politics. But no, you're gonna run to the right. You're gonna become another fucking Ted Cruz, okay? Stop that. You're fucking better than that. It pisses me off how far the apple falls from the tree. And I get it, you can be a different person. Typically, though, the kid becomes a little more open-minded than the father. A little different. Of course, you can't expect a lion to give birth to a lion. Sometimes a lion may give birth to a jackass. There's something a lot of that's the very concept the founding fathers had for leaving the fucking one of the ideas they had for leaving the fucking British Empire. Yeah, because you're a king now doesn't mean your kids are going to be good. I mean, it doesn't mean that Ron Paul's a bad person. It just he's gotten so far off base. I really think he's just a sellout, and I think it's funny because pretty much he's a sellout because he sold out. I think he really does believe in the shit his father believes. I really do think deep down he's a good fucking person. I think deep down he is a principled person. Deep down, I think he wants to leave and become an independent or become a libertarian or something like that. But I think he's scared or he's bought. I think he got bought off. And it really hurts to know that, to think that he got bought off and then is yelling at someone who buys off candidates. It's kind of like, not even the Pauls. You know what I mean? Like what's next? Bernie Sanders is gonna get bought off too, and we're gonna have no one who's fucking principled running for politics anymore. At least in the two main parties. But yeah, and then they come back with, oh, I've given him money, and he just shuts up. It's just kind of like, yeah, shut up. You know, he's really saying you've been bought off. You're bought off. All of you on here are bought off by somebody. I'm not bought off. I'm the buyer. You know, and I really do think that Trump is trolling the Republican Party. I think he's trolling politics altogether. And it's good because he's showing how bullshit the partisanship is, as well as how similar they are. Because when you think about it, when Trump says, yeah, I bought Republicans and Democrats, he's not saying I have no allegiance. He's saying they both have allegiance to me. They have no allegiance. Their allegiance is to one person. Me, the buyer, the fucking funder, the contributor. And that's how partisanship works nowadays. It's about the party and the contributor. You're loyal to some platforms of your party, and you're loyal to your contributor. And oftentimes the contributors contribute to the party, so you're loyal to the party. Contributors say, well, the Republicans are going to do this. The Democrats, I don't know if they do, but we just, hypothetical. Contributors will say, okay, we're going to donate to the Republican Party, and we'll donate to the Democrat Party. When there's a Republican issue that conservatives would typically be strong on, or sounds like a conservative concept, they'll pull the conservatives to be loud. When it's a more progressive concept, they'll pull the Democrats to be loud. And that's what he's saying. He's bringing that to life. And he's not a good fucking candidate. He's be a shitty ass president, shitty ass Secretary of State, shitty ass anything, even a shitty ass business owner. But he's at least bringing that to light. In the fact that he's being so ostracized, and the fact that they are playing this out to try and demonize him and tear him down, I think shows that it's true. That it is true that he is doing this. That it is true that this happens. That it isn't just bullshit. It isn't just him trying to tear them down to gain popularity. He's actually telling the truth. They are scared shitless. But of course, as I brought up in the beginning, I kind of got a little off track. It's about that partisanship. People like Rand Paul are afraid that if they become the Republican nominee, Trump would run and steal votes. First, you can't steal votes. Votes are votes. You don't steal my vote. My vote isn't to be taken. My vote is to be given. Remember that shit. Anyone who says you're going to steal votes doesn't respect your fucking vote. Don't vote for that asshole. Second, or first, third, whichever one I was on. I can't keep track of shit. That's a rant. But, yeah, you can't steal votes, but also, voting shouldn't be about, you shouldn't vote against someone. Voting is for someone. We don't vote Hillary or not, Obama or not, Romney or not. We vote Romney, Hillary, Obama, Johnson, FDR, Billy, whoever. We vote for someone. We don't vote against. So to use the voting against concept as a reason to tear down someone else who runs as an independent or a third part or a different party, not a Republican or Democrat, but as an independent or an alternate party, that's wrong. You're wrong. It's not valid because we don't vote for people based on helping other people win. We vote for people based on who we want to win. That's how democracy works. And in fact, that's how a republic also works. A Republican government is an indirect democracy. It's saying, well, we're going to let local groups elect one person or two people to then go to a larger conglomerate who might elect other people to. It's allowing a tier and in a way filtering out the majority for everybody to have level playing field. That's what a republic does. It allows for, if we lived in an never mind. I'll explain that in another episode. If you're watching this and you are politically savvy, you should fucking know this. Anyway, that's how it works. Finally, if you're going to get mad at him and say him leaving is going to be what causes, it's going to take away that many votes to cause a loss, you're giving him so much credit as a candidate and on his campaign. You're saying that he is worth voting for. That he is so much worth voting for that he would take away enough votes from a republic, hypothetical you as a candidate, that he's better than, he's good enough, he's comparable enough to you to where he would take votes from you to where someone else would win the majority. You realize what that's saying? It's fear. It's fear of a good candidate or someone who's at least telling the truth or principle, like Ron Paul or Bernie Sanders or Gary Johnson or Ross Perot or, in this case, someone who's at least telling the truth, even if it's in a fucking blunt-ass fucking way, Donald Trump. And in all honesty, on the record, but side point here, editorial, I hope Trump runs in as an independent. Do you really think they're not going to let him into the fucking debates? They're going to let him run into the fucking debates. They're going to bring him in hoping that he drives away people. And you know what? When they let him in, they're going to let in the Libertarian. They're going to let in other independents. They're going to let in the Green Party. They're going to let in Constitutionalists. And then you're going to have what we really need. Ironically, Trump might be the savior of American politics. Just as Obama is kind of like the showing of, Democrats and Republicans really aren't that different. He came in, I'm against gays. Before he ran for that, he's like, I'm for gays now, right? Elections are coming close. I'm for gay people. Close enough for you to remember I said that, right? He showed how partisan and political shit is and how they're similar to a certain point, still fighting in Iraq, still spending a ton on the military, still fucking giving corporations and businesses tax breaks, big businesses, the rich tax breaks when they don't need it, and loopholes and shit like that. He's, come on. But anyway, they're a threat. They're a threat, and I'm tired of people playing the I won't vote for a third party or independent because it just a vote for Perot, a vote for Johnson, a vote for Sanders, a vote for Trump, a vote for Paul, a vote for Nader. Nader was pretty good too. A vote for Nader is a vote for Bush. No. A vote for Nader is a vote for Nader. A vote for Bernie is a vote for Bernie. A vote for Ron is a vote for Ron. And a vote for Trump. No matter what idiots like Ron's son says, is still a vote for Trump. So yeah. Thank you for listening. That's been my rant. If you like anything I had to say, please leave a like. If you'd like to see more of what I say, whether it's my political stuff, my whatever, all that, or gaming stuff and that, please subscribe. And please, if you have anything to say, comment. I promise. Sometimes I get a little testy. I'll admit I'm not always nice. I'm just as vulgar on the comment section as I am here. But conversation is how we come together. It's how we make good things. You can't just have everybody thinking the one way. Everybody has to have different ideas, right? Proven that with partisanship, right? Anyway, thank you for listening.